Good afternoon, everybody. Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and rotoballer.com with your fantasy baseball waiver wire for Week 8 of your fantasy baseball season. The week beginning Monday, May 19th. Full disclosure, recording this Thursday, the 15th of May, halfway through the month of May. And as always, stats can change over the next couple of days, promotions, demotions, injuries, and what have you. So be mindful of that as you prepare to set your waiver wire on Sunday. Set your fab bids, whatever it may be. As always, we use Yahoo roster percentages as our talking point, looking for players available in 50% or more of Yahoo formats. And we start with two rookies who got promoted this week as two of our top ads, although we add them with a level of concern. And we start with the Los Angeles Dodgers and their promotion of their number 2 overall prospect, their top prospect currently in the minor leagues. Fangraphs has Dalton Rushing as the number 8 overall prospect in all of baseball, so be mindful of that. Catcher and outfield eligible in Yahoo formats. Now, we got the promotion. Austin Barnes was cut, so he'll be the backup catcher to Will Smith, who's hitting over 300, having a nice season, so not a threat necessarily to Will Smith's playing time. The outfield eligibility, he can play corner infield, but he's not going to play first base with Freddie Freeman there. He's not going to DH with Ohtani there. So where does he play? That's going to be the catch for Dodger management to get Dalton Rushing in the lineup. Now, he's only rostered in 13% of Yahoo formats, available in 87% of leagues. And he had proved everything he had at the AAA level. He was hitting .308 with a .424 on-base percentage, 5 homers, 17 RBIs, and an OPS of .938. Now, Andy Paja has been in the outfield. He's played well. James Outman is in center field. Kiki Hernandez is involved in the outfield rotation. Tommy Edman will come back from injury. So there's a lot of moving pieces. The one place that I look at that maybe if Rushing comes up and hits right away could be left field, where Michael Conforto is currently hitting .175. If Rushing comes up and hits, makes no sense to keep him on the bench or send him back to the minors. With a .175 veteran, we've seen what he's done in a major league career. His career, Conforto, he's had moments. He's flashed power. He's also been inconsistent. So potentially that's where he goes. My advice as far as Dalton Rushing goes: 2 catcher formats, he's a must-add. You get him behind the plate as one of your 2 catchers. Single catcher formats, check it. If he has outfield eligibility, I'm adding him. Not necessarily putting him in my lineup though, until we see where and how many at-bats he's getting day in and day out. Also behind the plate with the Chicago Cubs, Moises Bstros, 8% rostered, available in 92% of leagues. Now what's interesting is I have both of these guys, Rushing and Bstros, in the SiriusXM Dynasty League. They are 2 minor league catchers. Rushing I got last year while he was in the minors. This year, Bstros, I drafted him. The problem right now for the Cubs backstop is Miguel Amaya and Carson Kelly are hitting. Bstros got his first start of the season on Wednesday. He DH'd. He went 0 for 4. Now, he may be a short-term replacement with Ian Happ on the injured list. So how long he stays up is up for grabs. Hopefully, the Cubs give him at-bats while Happ is out, and he's going to be out for a little while. He's the team's number 6 overall prospect. So far this season, again, like Rushing at AAA, had nothing left to prove. He hit .368 with a .420 on-base percentage, 4 homers, 18 RBIs, and an OPS of .942. Like any young player, does he hit enough to stay, to keep getting at-bats? Does he struggle and need to go down? Those are going to be the questions we have to see. AAA has been proven. The next step is the major leagues. Both of them blocked currently behind the plate. DH at-bats available for Moises Bstros. Dalton Rushing, we will see where those at-bats come, although I do see a path for him in left field if he hits and Conforto continues to struggle. Also available on the waiver wire from the offensive side of the game. Take a look at the Detroit Tigers. You know, the best record in the American League, Detroit Tigers. And their shortstop, Trey Sweeney. Javi Baez has taken over center field, having a resurgent season and playing very good defense in center field. So Trey Sweeney has a path now and continues to play well at shortstop. He's available in 91% of Yahoo leagues. I recently added him in one format, in my FSGA format, where I had Matt McClain at shortstop. He struggled. Trey Sweeney has taken over. Over the last 2 weeks, Trey Sweeney is hitting .396 with 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, hitting 8th in that Detroit lineup. On the season now, the batting average is up to a respectable .266, and he's flashed a little power, 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. His on-base percentage sits at .331 for the season with a .720 OPS. If you're looking for outfield help, take a look in Houston at Jake Meyers, available in 91% of Yahoo formats. I've added him in spots as well over the course of the last week, hitting .400 over the last 2 weeks, scorching hot. 2 home runs, his only 2 home runs of the season, and 9 RBIs. On the year, he has those 2 homers, the 14 RBIs. He's hitting an even .300 with 7 steals. A .300 batting average cannot be on the waiver wire. He's given you enough stolen bases to add more than just a batting average. Flashed a little pop over the last 2 weeks as well. On-base percentage is strong at .361, and his OPS on the season sits at .778. And finally, my final ad, middle infield, corner infield, second base, third base, Met youngster Brett Batty struggled mightily. He struggled mightily in the past. He gets recalled due to the lat injury to Jesse Winker, and he's immediately in the lineup. With Vientos pivoting to the DH position, Mets now managing the 3 youngsters, Luis Angel Acuna, Batty, Vientos, who's gotten hot as well. Hopefully you didn't give up on him. But Brett Batty, since his recall, is hitting 4 home runs and flashing power. 4 home runs since he's gotten recalled over the last 2 weeks. 7 RBIs. That's raised his season-long average to .233. 5 home runs, 11 RBIs total. Remember, he hit a home run in the game, his last game before he was sent down. He hit down in the minors. He's come back. Hopefully it's clicked. Hopefully he's more than a 4A player. You know, that guy too good for AAA, not good enough for the majors. Right now, though, he's worked his way into the regular lineup for the New York Mets. .770 OPS. Mets have a lot of moving parts. I like the idea of Vientos DHing and Brett Batty, a little bit better defensively than Vientos at third base. He's available in 92% of formats. Now, on the pitching side of things, a couple of starters to keep mindful of with 2 starts in Week 8. New York Yankees starter Will Warren, 15% rostered, available in 85% of leagues. Over the last 15 days, he's got 24 strikeouts in 17 innings pitched with a 3.18 ERA and a whip of 1.18. On the season, his record sits at 2-2. 50 strikeouts in 41 innings. I love that ratio. ERA a little high, 4.61. But good news, his FIP is .325. He's pitched better than that ERA indicates. Batting average against is only .230. Whip is 1.32. He has 2 starts next week, scheduled for 2 starts next week. Tuesday, May 20th against the Texas Rangers, who will be out without Corey Seager. And then Sunday the 25th, great matchup, although in Colorado, against the dismal Colorado Rockies. Up second, another 2-star pitcher from a good team. That's what you want, 2-star pitchers on good teams. Ben Brown of the Chicago Cubs, available in 76% of Yahoo formats. Over the last 15 days, in 3 starts, 19 strikeouts in 16 1/3 innings with an ERA of .276 and a whip of 1.04. You can't ignore a sub-3 ERA. On the season now, Ben Brown, 50 strikeouts in 41 2/3 innings, very similar to Will Warren. A .475 ERA, similar to Will Warren, but his FIP numbers tell you he's pitched better than that. His FIP sits at .332. These numbers, very similar to Warren. His whip is a little high, 1.56. Part of the problem is he is walking too many batters, so be mindful of that. Gets that under control. You love the strikeout rate. Now, 2 starts next week. By the way, Ben Brown's sitting at 3-3 on the season. 2 starts next week, and I like them. Monday, May 19th at the Miami Marlins. Sunday, May 25th at the Cincinnati Reds. Now, a third starter who's pitched well, who has 2 starts next week, but they are significantly tougher starts. And that's why I have Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians third. He's rostered in 37% of leagues, makes him available in 63% of formats. He's pitched very well over his last 2 starts, over the last 15 days. 23 strikeouts in 14 innings in his last 2 starts with a 2.57 ERA. Now, he walks batters over 5 per 9. That is a recipe for disaster, no denying that. He's been able to get out of messes and maintain that 2.57 ERA. But the reason I add him, again, it's a nice strikeout rate. 51 strikeouts in 42 innings pitched on the season, a 4.29 ERA. The reason I have him third, I don't love the 2 start matchups next week. May 20th at the Minnesota Twins, who are red hot, and then Sunday, May 25th, against the Detroit Tigers. I have him third. He's more of a desperation 2-start pitcher if you don't get Will Warren or you don't get Ben Brown. Now, 3 closers to be mindful of just real quick. In Miami, Jesus Tenoso, only 3% rostered, 97% available. On the season now, he has 4 saves. Over the last 7 days, he's picked up 2 of his 4 saves just in the last week. He's kind of taken over that closer role. 13 2/3 innings pitched on the season. Doesn't strike out enough batters for my liking. 16% of the batters he has faced, he has struck out. But over the last 2 weeks, he has pitched to a 3.38 ERA. If you're desperate for saves, he's available. Up second, Jordan Romano of the Philadelphia Phillies, maybe, just maybe, has figured out his early season struggles. He's back in a co-closer role with Jose Alvarado. In the last 2 weeks, 7 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched and has not given up an earned run. In those last 5 innings pitched, he has picked up 2 saves in that time frame. And third, in Pittsburgh, Dennis Santana, available in 84% of leagues. Co-closer now with Bednar. Managerial change in Pittsburgh has given Santana more closing opportunities. In the last 2 weeks, 6 innings pitched, 1 save, and ERA of 3. He's up to 4 saves on the season and a sub-2 ERA at 1.96. So to recap, my top ads for Week 8 of your fantasy baseball season on the hitter side: Dalton Rushing, Los Angeles Dodgers; Moises Bstros of the Chicago Cubs; Trey Sweeney, shortstop, Detroit Tigers; Jake Meyers, outfielder, Houston Astros; and Brett Batty, second base, third base for the New York Mets. As far as pitchers go, Will Warren of the New York Yankees, Ben Brown of the Chicago Cubs, and Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians. Relievers, Jesus Tenoso of the Miami Marlins, Jordan Romano of the Philadelphia Phillies, and Dennis Santana of the Pittsburgh Pirates. As always, folks, head over to rotoballer.com, sign up for any of our premium passes, use the promotional code ACES, and save at checkout. You get your baseball the rest of the way, your upcoming fantasy football season, NASCAR, PGA, whether you play DFS season long or sports betting, rotoballer.com has you covered. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel. Download the RotoBaller app. It is completely free. Everything you see online, full articles, you name it, news and notes, RotoBaller's app has you covered as well. Give me a follow on X at Aniano Fantasy. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.